What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be trying out my first Sunday roast. Now, a Sunday roast is a classic British meal. Not a food, not a dish, it's a whole meal. Think of it as like a mini Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, or what have you. Traditionally, it was eaten on Sunday after church, hence the name Sunday roast. But these days, you can eat it whenever you want. And a lot of people will just call it a roast or a roast dinner, but there's probably still a lot of people who only eat it on Sundays. And a lot of restaurants actually I found only sold it on Sundays. Just like a classic holiday meal, you might have different variations in what you're gonna get, but there are a few staples. Let me show you exactly what I'm working with here. So there's a top-down view of my plate, looking absolutely delicious. Let's start off with the meat here. I got beef, but you don't have to get beef. You could get chicken, you could get lamb, you could get pork, you get anything you want really, but you gotta have some kind of roast meat on the plate, as well as some delicious potatoes. So mashed potatoes could be an option, but the place that I got it from, they're giving me the roast potatoes, which I haven't had those yet over here. Looking forward to some nice roasted potatoes. Over here, we got the little veg option. These appear to be carrots. I was told that parsnips is the real way to go, but this place, you know, they didn't have the parsnips, so I'm going with the carrots. Now, this right here, you might be looking at this. If you're not from the UK, actually, even if you are from the UK, you might not. Okay, this is Tesco sage and onion stuffing mix, straight out the box. And as you can see, it's a little bit different from what we're used to in America, but it still smells pretty good. It's got a different texture. It's a lot kind of smaller pieces instead of thicker kind of crouton, you know, breadcrumbs. And last but not least, an absolutely wonderful looking Yorkshire pudding right here. Can't wait to get stuck into that. And you gotta have a couple condiments, all right? So over here, we got the gravy, and that is just, it's smelling absolutely amazing, rich. I can't wait to just smother the plate with it, but first I do gotta try everything plain. That's how I usually like to do things. I also ordered this as an add-on. This is some kind of horseradish sauce right here. And I had this in the fridge. I bought this mustard, Coleman's of Norwich, and let me tell you what, this mustard really does truly hit different. So we're gonna be dibbling and dabbling with different combinations here. First of all, let me just try out the meat. And I'm gonna be using a little knife here. Hopefully the scraping sounds won't be too intense. But that actually might add to it a little bit, you know? Let's see. Seems nice, tender, juicy. Going in. Oh man, tender, juicy. I'll tell you what, right off the bat, I can't wait to dip it into the horseradish, dip it into the mustard, pour some gravy on it. This beef right here is the perfect vessel to add like a kicker. It needs a kicker, a zinger. And I can't wait to zang some of this beef with it. By the way, if I'm doing anything wrong here, don't roast me in the comments, please. But we're gonna go in for one of these potatoes now. It is Sunday, by the way. Oh, wow. Damn. All right, I've dabbled trying to make myself some roast potatoes once or twice, and let's just say, nothing close to this. I don't know what is going on with this flavor. That is an amazing flavor. Maybe duck fat involved. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. There is definitely some kind of fattiness that has been infused into these potatoes. Still got a nice outer crisp, but such a nice fluffy inside. But the flavor, man. God dang. I don't even need gravy. I would just like to eat these plain, but you know, we will get to it. But they're that good, is what I'm trying to say. Roasted carrot, I believe. These carrots, heavily roasted. I'm talking very tenderized. Might have been in an oven for an hour. You know, sometimes when I roast vegetables, I do it for about 30 minutes so I can still get a little bit of that texture. This right here is just a nice kind of, it's reminiscent of eating like a sweet potato almost, where you're not getting much feedback. I've never had a carrot like that before, and I like it a lot. The flavors really, something happens with the flavors when you cook it, and it turns into this, I wouldn't call it mush, but very soft. And I like it, because sometimes carrots, I mean, it's like, sometimes you're just like snapping the teeth, and it's like, damn, man. All right, so yeah, I don't know if I did this right. This is what I'm talking about. This Tesco sage and onion. By the way, I paid 33 bucks for everything here. And yeah, so this is definitely different from American stuffing. You wouldn't be able to do this with American stuffing per se, but it smells like American stuffing. Let's try it out. So the way I did this is basically, if you know stovetop stuffing, kind of similar to that, but kind of different. So, you know, fresh out the box, basically what you do, pour boiling water in it, and then throw it into an oven for about 30 minutes, and it kind of crisps up the top. Alternatively, it says you can roll it into balls, stuffing balls, which I've never heard of in my life, but that's kind of an interesting concept. And this costs like 60p, a little bit less than $1. At the little local Tesco, and definitely a different vibe than American stuffing. Similar, but different. And I know that this Tesco brand stuff probably isn't the best, but if you give me this versus stovetop stuffing, I'm picking stovetop every single time. No hate on this. I love stuffing in any form, really. All right, Yorkshire pudding. I think I've had this once before. You can get this when you get like Lowry's, when you go to Lowry's, you know. Yeah, I've had it once. Very kind of, I think it's a very simple kind of puff pastry type of deal, but it's not sweet. I think it should be savory. I kind of want to use this as a vessel in and of itself to load up a bunch of stuff into it and eat it like that, but I will take a couple bites of it right off the top. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Perfect. Accompaniment. Wait, what? Perfect companion to this meal right here. This right here. Let me think of what I need to add besides this. What other food would I like to see on this plate? Maybe some green beans. You know, a little green bean casserole. But other than that, this is a holiday plate, and they're eating it on Sundays. Every Sunday. Maybe not every single Sunday, but maybe once, twice, 3 times a month at least. And this to me is something that I would eat once, twice a year. So right off the bat, I'm just loving this. Let me get a good old drizzle of this this gravy here. Should I do it? Oh yeah. You know, we're going all in. Oh my God, that's gonna really kick everything up to the next level. Look at that. So savory. Now let's do another revolution. Try everything with the gravy involved. Mighty fine, man. Mighty fine. Gravy, it might seem obvious, but it's a must. Oh man. Potatoes. I take it back. While I would eat them plain, give me the gravy, man. Give me the gravy. Carrots on point. I feel like the gravy will especially help this this stuffing right here. Absolutely it does. Wow. And the Yorkshire pudding. I love this, man. I love this thing. Wow. All right. Now, since I do have these little condiments over here, we should try this before getting really wild with it. So, don't want to run out of meat. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the horseradish. Let me just try this on its own. Wow. You can actually taste some of the bits of the horseradish in there. And beef and horseradish. Beef and something like, you know, with that zinger through the nose, always is a heavy hitter. Yep. It really just combines. And this will as well. So if you don't know about this is a very British thing, I think, this mustard. And it's not for the faint of heart. I made a sandwich the other day, slathered on a normal amount that I usually would slather, and bit off a little bit more than I could chew with that one. My nose, RIP to several nose hairs. This stuff is spicy. If you love a spicy yellow mustard, then this is where it's at. Track down some British mustard, man. So I'm also gonna try, let's just get a little bit of this on the plate. And try the meat with the mustard. You can't really go wrong. I love mustard. I love spicy mustard. Give me that any day of the week. Oh, no. See, you gotta be careful with this stuff. It's got that wasabi. What is that, by the way? The stuff that's in wasabi, the stuff that's in horseradish that makes your nose do what it does. This has got a lot of it. This has way more of it than this horseradish, to be honest with you. Honestly, give me the mustard. It just boggles my mind that that this is just eaten on the regular. Every time I eat stuffing, which is maybe once a year for Thanksgiving, I always wonder, why do I not eat this more? Do other people not eat this more? It's freaking delicious. We're gonna do something a little bit wild here. We're gonna put a little bit of everything right into this Yorkshire pudding. Potatoes in, beef in, stuffing in. Let's get a carrot as well, right on top. I mean, come on now, come on. Come on now. Mighty fine. If I could eat this every week, I might have to start going to church, is what I'm saying. God dang. Man. I will say, to play devil's advocate to myself though, maybe, you know, eating stuffing once a year for Thanksgiving, or maybe a couple times a year, just around the holidays, you know, maybe that does make it more special. And that's why, like, you know, if I ate it every week or whatever, then it would be like, oh, just stuffing. But once Thanksgiving comes around, I just be maxing all the stuffing. And it's, and I don't know, it's one of those things. I'm not really sure. If I ate it all the time, would I like it as much? But also, is there any point in deliberately choosing not to eat something when you could eat it just to make it more special every once a year? So, I don't know. I will say, it is a ton of work to cook a whole turkey, to cook a whole, whatever, you know what I mean? But a lot of this other stuff, I mean, you could just throw it in the oven and just let it cook. I think that's one of the legends of how this started. You throw everything into the oven, go to church, come back, and it's pretty much good to go. I feel like I am being transported through time. I feel like it's the holidays. I was cooking this stuffing here and everything started smelling like stuffing in here. And it just instantly made me think of the holidays. So what a comforting, what a happy meal to eat. You can't really be sad eating this meal. You have to eat this, well, I guess you could be, but it'll cheer you right up. You'll be feeling right as rain. That stick to your bones factor. Absolutely loving this. Sunday roast. I'll be honest with you. I have heard of Sunday roast back in the day. It wasn't until literally like yesterday that I realized it wasn't just like I thought it was like a roast beef. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? But it's a whole meal. Yeah, it's just mighty fine. Only problem, not quite enough. I'm not quite full, but I am fully satisfied. And for 33 bucks, man, that was not bad at all. Why does British food get such a bad rap? I mean, I think it's just people saying it, regurgitating. Sorry, but no, excuse me. But yeah, nah, maybe it's just me. Everything I've had so far has been right up my alley. Hopefully the streak continues. Yeah, I'm loving everything, except that pickled egg, that was bogus. But get you a roast. If you can find this, man, maybe your local pub has something like this. Maybe it doesn't, but yeah, I can see why it would be a pain to cook everything separately and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, that's why we do save it for once a year. And to be fair, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas, whatever, those holiday dinners will be bigger. It will include more stuff, but this is a condensed mini version with all the good stuff. All the necessities, I mean. Anyway, I'm skating out here. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.